crime rate that dropped even lower in 2011. The decreases in both crime and traffic crashes in 2011 can be attributed to several things. Using data to make good choices on how, when, and where to deploy patrol and traffic officers. While all areas continue to have full coverage of officers every day, directing some of the officers to specific areas of the city during certain times has significantly impacted and improved the crime and traffic problems in those areas. In 2011, the Shawnee Police Department became one of only 32 law enforcement agencies in the country to receive Smart Policing Initiative Program grant funding related to our good choices. At the end of 2011, we hired a part-time volunteer coordinator. We believe that there are a lot of good people in this community who would be willing to give their time to help us take care of business. We have already recruited volunteers to take pictures and do light handyman work and to spread the word about changes to the City Ride program. The City Ride Task Force reviewed that program in 2011 and found a different way to use our resources that will provide more rides for less money. Beginning this year, City Ride is a partnership with 1010 Taxi that provides rides to senior citizens and the disabled to places like the grocery store, doctor's appointments, and the bank. This program gives our seniors and disabled community the freedom to live and enjoy life through mobility. The program is off to a great start. In the first month, the taxi provided 57 rides. We have made good choices about protecting our capital assets. With close to 800 lane miles, having enough resources to allocate to street maintenance continues to be one of our greatest challenges. However, we have become proficient in leveraging both county and federal funds to make the most out of our city dollars. In 2011, we used county funds to make major repairs to Johnson Drive from Woodland to Monticello. In 2012, we will rehabilitate Blackfish Parkway, and in 2013, Monticello Road from Johnson Drive to 66th Street. For these three projects, we will spend close to $1.4 million in city funds to leverage an estimated $2.2 million in county and federal funding. In 2012, we will spend $560,000 to do major roof repairs to 5 city buildings. And last year, we used federal energy efficiency funds to replace much-needed HVAC equipment at several facilities and to retrofit lighting in city buildings. Since 2004, when I became mayor, the city has made $22.2 million in stormwater improvements. We have made good choices about funding stormwater projects through the Parks and Pipes sales tax and the stormwater utility fee, and by leveraging outside funding. For every dollar spent, approximately 31 cents has been city money, 63 cents has been Johnson County SMAC money, and approximately 5 cents has been federal money. We have 4 stormwater projects scheduled for construction in 2012, 2 in Seven Hills, and 1 at Edgewood and Larson, and 1 at 55th and Earnshaw. We also will begin work on the area near 70th and Neiman. When the projects are completed, drainage in these areas will be significantly improved and periodic flooding of 16 homes will be eliminated. We are making good choices about keeping our infrastructure and facilities in good shape. We have made good choices about our environment and the earth that we will leave to our children and grandchildren. Anticipating changes to the Johnson County Solid Waste Plan, a task force studied the issue and changes went into effect January 2011. I'm pleased to report that residential recycling was up 34% in 2011 from 2010. Our community also recycled 449 tons of glass using the Ripple recycling drop-off locations. We have 6,000 streetlights in the city, and we own about 4,000 of them. You may have noticed the lights on Johnson Drive between I-435 and the Frank Good Public Works Service Center are different. They are a test project. Using federal funding, we installed 22 LED streetlights in this area to evaluate energy and cost savings and performance. After the first year, the changeover to LED lights resulted in a 66% decrease in electricity used and $1,200 in savings. This test project will allow us to make good choices about using LED lights in the future. I'm very proud of our parks and trails and recreational opportunities. Our Parks and Recreation Department is extraordinary at managing events and maintaining our parks and sports fields. They also excel at programming for the needs of our community and planning classes and activities that serve the residents of Shawnee. They do this by researching current opportunities and upcoming trends. Classes range from technology training for seniors to Star Wars class for 7 to 10 years olds. Our staff works hard to serve all residents while not duplicating services that can be better served on a regional basis. We are one of 2 cities in the state of Kansas designated as a bicycle-friendly community by the League of American Bicyclists. Clear Creek Trail Phase 2 was completed last year, adding another mile to our trail system. $1.1 million of the funding came from outside sources, and $600,000 came from Parks and Pipes. We are very excited to see Clear Creek Recreational Trail Phase 3 get underway this summer. We will spend $750,000 from the Pipes and Parks sales tax to leverage almost $1.1 million from the county and federal funding to build a 1-mile connection from Woodland Drive to the Gary Holler Trail along Mill Creek. We are very excited about our newest bicycle program, Bicycle Recycle. In May, I wanted to make sure that was correct. Mr. Holman, do you see your shirt in the picture? I had staff change it up a little bit there, Neil. He was actually wearing his T-shirt that says Missouri, but you're in the state of Kansas, buddy, and we want you to know. I knew Neil would be a good sport about that. Isn't it great what computers and people like Bridget can do? That's sometimes how that false information gets out there. We partnered with Local Cycling, a biking club, who were, well, I should start by saying, in May of last year, we collected over 200 old bicycles. We partnered with Local Cycling, a biking club, who worked to make the bikes as good as new. 50 of the bikes were taken to Joplin to replace ones that were lost in the tornado, and the remaining bicycles were donated to Catholic charities. Shawnee is extraordinary with its small town charm and big city offerings. We are very proud of our history and know both residents and visitors have the opportunity to experience our history at Shawnee Town 1929. Its focus, early 20th century truck farming. It's a unique concept and not duplicated anywhere. In 2011, we completed the first phase, the farmstead. In 2012, we are already making good progress on the town. We will complete the barber shop and Yotes typewriter shop this summer. Economic development continues to be one of my highest priorities. Everyone knows that development has been slow the last few years, but instead of sitting on our hands, we have been working on things that would make our community even more business friendly. New parking regulations, revisions to sign codes, adding a business liaison position are just a few examples. We have made good choices about development in Shawnee, and we have put the framework in place for that time when the economy improves, and that time is now. We are beginning to see more business activity already. In June, Van Rob announced they would lease 75,000 square feet in a facility near 79th and Schweitzer. They are a Tier 1 parts supplier to the General Motors plant in Kansas City, Kansas. The company plans to hire over 100 employees over the next 3 years. Attracting new business is important, but keeping the business that we have is just as important. I'm so pleased that McLean Food Service reaffirmed their commitment to Shawnee by purchasing their 240,000 square foot warehouse facility at 83rd and Monticello, keeping their 186 jobs in Shawnee and adding 25 new jobs. We recognize now more than ever good development is redevelopment. We are devoting a lot of energy to filling our few vacant spaces and promoting infill development. Work has already started on the Savers and the long vacant Price Chopper on the southeast corner of Shawnee Mission Parkway and Flum. Sky Zone has leased 30,000 square feet in the former Hy-Vee at 65th Street and Crevere Road. Sky Zone is an indoor trampoline park offering recreation and fitness programs. The Shawnee facility will be their 17th U.S. location and the only one in the region. One new business that I know teenage kids around here are excited about is Chipotle. They have plans to locate in a building on the southeast corner of Shawnee Mission Parkway in Quivira next to McDonald's. It's also been great to see the construction along Shawnee Mission Parkway, at Flum for a new temp stop, and at Woodland for a Quick Trip Generation 3 store. The Neighborhood Revitalization Program was a great choice. Over $43.2 million of private and public money has been invested in keeping the older portion of the city strong. The program started in 2003 and is scheduled to expire at the end of 2012. The council will soon begin discussions about the district to make that program available to additional properties in the older area of the city. And again, another point of emphasis. Last year, the city negotiated the single most significant agreement of Shawnee's future with Deffenbaugh Industries. The agreement calls for DDI to pay the city $100 million in impact fees, an average of more than $3 million a year over the next 30 years. We will put this money where the landfill impact is, in our streets and towards economic development. The revenue will help us address that challenge of funding street maintenance, and the governing body will soon discuss a new policy on how to best direct this additional revenue available for economic development. You have heard me talk about the area at K7 and 43rd Street that we have identified as having potential for a new business park. We have completed our due diligence on this and will now begin in-depth conversations amongst council members and with property owners in the next few months. Hopefully you have seen what I believe to be the most significant improvement in Shawnee since Shawnee Station development, the completed intersection at K7 and 55th Street. This project is the culmination of years of good choices and good partnerships. The celebration of this project was a great day in Shawnee. We have not only improved safety dramatically for years to come, we have created a beautiful area with great access that is primed for commercial development to support Western Shawnee residents. It was an extraordinary project. I could talk for hours, but I'll stop here. I've just given you a glimpse of the multitude of good choices that have been made that have created this extraordinary community. And I don't mean the choices that just the city has made. We have examples of good choices in our businesses, our school systems, our churches, our civic groups, and our citizens. I know those of you that attended the chamber banquet heard the story of Joe Vos. What a great choice he made. We have extraordinary people who live and work here, and as we move into the 2012 year, my challenge to all of us is to keep making good choices for today and for the future, so Shawnee will be and continue to be extraordinary. It is my honor to serve you as mayor, and I thank you for your interest today and your commitment to the city of Shawnee. Thank you.